Welcome back to another video. This time I will reveal my personal P2P lending strategy for 2021 and how I plan to invest 10,000 euro. By the end of this video, you will know exactly in which P2P platforms I will invest and how I will distribute the investments over the next 12 months to get the best risk and return ratio. My name is Jakub from P2P Empire, and if you are new to this channel and your goal is to become a better informed P2P investor, consider subscribing and hit the like button if you want to see more videos like this in the future. Before I start, I want to point out that this is not an investment advice, it's simply my strategy which is based on my experiences with P2P lending over the last 3.5 years. What I'm looking for this year is to bring more stability into my personal portfolio. By stability, I mean that I want to receive the expected returns and I want to invest on a platform that's still going to be around by the end of this year. I also want to spend less time monitoring my personal investments. When it comes to the assets itself, I'm looking at medium liquidity and medium risk. If you have been following P2P Empire for a while, you know it's kind of a no-brainer really. I will spend 10,000 euro on two platforms, 5k on Peerberry and 5k on EstateGuru. I've been following both P2P platforms very closely for the past few years, and both companies deliver on their promises, which cannot be said about many other platforms in the industry. So let's give you a short intro and the main reasons why I chose those two platforms. Peerberry is a Latvian P2P marketplace which funds loans from mainly payday loan companies owned by the Aventus Group. As an investor, I really like their lending practices and their conservative approach to growth. The company is not over-leveraged, and so far they always manage to deliver on their promise of the buyback guarantee. Peerberry is also in the process of acquiring an investment firm license and becoming regulated, which will make my investments even a little bit more safe. We are also in discussions with Peerberry to arrange two interviews, one with the CEO of Aventus Group as well as with the founder of the GoFingo Group, so you can create your own opinion about Peerberry's lenders. If you want to learn more about Peerberry, simply browse through this channel. There are plenty of videos explaining how the platform works. Let's now briefly talk about EstateGuru. EstateGuru is an Estonian peer-to-business platform that connects retail and institutional investors with businesses that need a loan to expand their activities. All loans are backed by a mortgage, which increases the safety of your investments. By investing on EstateGuru, I'll be committing my funds for at least another year. The interest and loan principal is also often being repaid at the end of the loan term, which will be likely in 2022. EstateGuru as well as Peerberry were the best P2P lending sites with the largest growth in loan volumes in 2020, which means that their business model is working even during a recession, which is a very solid reason to invest even more on those platforms. Their support is also one of the best in the industry, and upon request, they can provide you with any information that you require. Now, you might think, but what about the diversification? Should I not spread 10,000 euro across multiple platforms? Well, certainly many P2P promoters in the industry will tell you to invest on multiple platforms. But if you have watched our video about how to diversify your P2P portfolio, you know that there are not really many benefits to spreading your investments across platforms that offer basically the same product. At the beginning of this video, I mentioned that I want to achieve the best risk and return ratio. I'm lowering the risk by investing in two solid and well-established platforms. On Peerberry, my investment is backed by a buyback guarantee, and on EstateGuru, it's backed by a mortgage. In both cases, I'm fully aware of the risks. The buyback guarantee is only as good as the financial stability of the lender or the financial group. Aventus Group showed that it's very good in adapting to new market conditions while protecting investors' interest, which is something I'm expecting to continue this year as well. The mortgage on EstateGuru is as good as the valuation of the property and the volatility of the market. EstateGuru outsources the valuation to licensed real estate companies with a proven track record, which you can analyze directly on the project page of a particular loan. Over the long run, the prices of properties tend to go up, so I'm not too worried about losing money in case the loan should default. Also, EstateGuru is one of the best loan originators in the industry, and so far the platform managed to recover all the debt, so investors have not lost any money. Just to be clear, I'm not saying this is always going to be the case. The P2P lending space is quite dynamic, as we have all seen last year. But that's something I certainly keep in mind when it comes to the risks. Now, how can I get the best return? Investing 10,000 euro is quite a significant amount to me, and that's also why I want to make sure to invest it in the right way. On Peerberry, I will invest 5,000 euro right away. The auto invest will take care of the diversification. The only thing I would change is to increase the minimum investment amount to €30. This should help me to avoid cash drag. The loans on Peerberry tend to get repaid on a monthly basis, so I can always adjust the auto invest settings to mitigate any potential risk that might arise this year. On EstateGuru, I will increase the investments gradually on a monthly basis. I'm not investing into every single project, but choose most of the projects by myself. EstateGuru has recently expanded into new territories like Germany and Spain, and it also started offering more bridge and business loans. Personally, I like to fund development loans from borrowers who have a solid payment history. I also like to look at the location of the development project because I prefer to invest in metropolitan areas rather than rural locations. The reasons for this is that the price in metropolitan areas doesn't decline, and even if it would, it recovers much faster than the prices somewhere in the countryside. These loans are quite limited, so I am aware that I won't be always able to be that picky about projects. As my EstateGuru portfolio is increasing quite a bit, I will invest between €250 and €400 into one project. The goal will be to increase the quality over the quantity of loans. I also prefer to invest in loans with a period of 12 months and an LTV under 60%. What I'm going to do is to set up an auto invest to avoid cash drag, and when there is a loan I like, I will invest a higher amount into it. On EstateGuru, I will be monitoring the performance, especially when it comes to loans from newly added territories. So that's basically my personal P2P lending strategy for this year. This strategy is not set in stone, and I will continue monitoring the platforms and make adjustments if required. Now, you might be asking, what about other P2P lending sites? Well, as I said, this is my personal P2P lending strategy. You should not simply copy-paste it, but pick your own platforms that you like based on your investment goals. There's plenty of alternatives, and if you want to learn more about individual platforms, you can either browse through this YouTube channel or read the reviews directly on P2P Empire. Now, let me know in which platforms you plan to invest this year and why in the comments below this video. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.